So all the tension has been on the Red Bull camp for two reasons. Firstly, due to the controversy that unfolded between their two drivers in Brazil, and also because of comments made about Daniel Ricciardo moving to the team next year. And now Red Bull team boss Christian Horner has opened up more on the Australian and has also spoken more about Sergio Perez. But before we begin, if you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe for more Formula 1 content. And you can follow me on Twitter at James_Formula1 and there'll be a link in the description. So we all know the story of what happened in Brazil. Max Verstappen came up behind Perez on better tyres and was allowed to overtake in an attempt to attack Fernando Alonso and Charles Leclerc ahead. But this was on the proviso that if Max failed to pass, he'd let Perez back through. Max failed to pass the cars in front, but refused to give the position back. Max said he had his reasons for doing so on the radio, and if you want to find out more on this and how Red Bull responded, I'll leave a link to a video in the description. Now it's understood this relates back to Monaco, where Perez crashed on his second run in Q3 at Portier. This stopped Max completing his last qualifying lap, and as a result, Perez started ahead of Max in the race and went on to win. Now when you look at Perez's two laps in Monaco, on the first one he went through the corner smoothly and picked up the throttle progressively after hitting the apex. On his second run, it's different. I mean, he got on the throttle a lot earlier and before the apex. And on top of that, he got on the power more aggressively than normal when exiting the corner. Now qualifying is more important than the race in Monaco given how hard it is to overtake, so track position is everything. But Perez denied he crashed deliberately, saying everyone makes mistakes in Monaco. And when asked by the race about his throttle application, Perez said, "I'm just giving it everything, it's the last run of Q3. People just make mistakes, and that's really it when you're chasing lap time. But you can already see that from turn 1 I was playing with the throttle, trying to because it was where I was losing lap time, and you can already see into turn 1 that I nearly lost it already." Now recently FIA President Mohammed bin Suleiman indicated that he would launch an FIA investigation if any rival team complained. But several team bosses like Ferrari's Mattia Binotto and McLaren's Zak Brown have said that it's time to move forward and that investigating it is too late. And Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff agreed, saying, "Would the driver really put his car in the raw and risk his gearbox in the way it was done? You could be going all the way to the back of the grid with such an incident. So for me, if you want to part your car, you do it in a different way. We had enough of a PR crisis in the last couple of weeks around that team, and I think we don't need another one." Now Red Bull team boss Christian Horner has now also responded to the crash, admitting that at the time the team weren't happy about the car being shunted. He was quoted by Autosport as saying, "Any crash, particularly in a cost cap environment, is disastrous. It's expensive, it's costly, and particularly at a street circuit. So from a team's perspective, it's way from ideal. There was a lot of frustration following that. It could have obviously damaged the gearbox as well, an incident like that." So as we know, Ricciardo won't be on the F1 grid next year after a turbulent season with McLaren saw his deal get terminated early. He has been looking at reserve options for next season, with links to Mercedes and Red Bull. And recently Red Bull advisor Dr. Helmut Marko implied to Sky Germany that Ricciardo will be returning to the team as a third driver next year after leaving in 2018, while taking on showrun and marketing duties. And responding to this, Horner said nothing is signed but did admit the offers on the table. He said, "We haven't signed anything yet, but Helmut in his enthusiasm has obviously announced it. I guess that means Daniel will be joining us, unless of course he chooses not to sign it. We're very active as a team, we do many showruns and events, and to have a driver of Daniel's profile and history with the team within the group is only an asset for us. It means that he keeps in touch with F1 and will obviously be using him on the simulator as well, and he'll be attending potentially some events of course, if he does sign the contract. But I'm sure that will all become clear in the event of him signing a contract." So even though nothing's been officially signed, it still does look like Ricciardo will be on his way to Red Bull. But Horner did play down the prospect of him returning to a race seat with the team, with Perez and Verstappen locked down. He said, "Daniel's contract is very specific, for a specific reason. We have a contract with Sergio for the next 2 years, and we've got no reason to see that being any different tomorrow, or for the duration of their contractual commitment for the team thereafter." But guys, that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care,